Donald Trump's dramas continue, various legal challenges facing him at the moment. Stephen Loosley joins me as Senior Fellow at the US Study Centre. And Stephen, you wrote a very insightful piece, if I might say, in The Australian this week, making the comparison between the Trump drama and OJ Simpson. And it's more than just the motorcade or that helicopter vision of the chase. It's a lot more than that, isn't it? Explain to our viewers some of the similarities there.
There is a great deal that's similar between the OJ Simpson trial in Los Angeles in '95 and the current trial in Lower Manhattan in New York of former President Trump. If you like, Kieran, at the intersection of politics, the law and media in Western societies, particularly the United States, lies celebrity. And we see that in both these episodes. For example, the white Ford Bronco chase in LA, from memory down the I-5, was watched by 95 million Americans. It's quite an extraordinary impact. We don't know yet how many millions watched the Trump motorcade, but there is very definite connecting tissue in the shape of one of the senior lawyers who defended Simpson, part of the Dream Team. I'm talking about Harvard academic, I think he's retired now, Alan Dershowitz, who also defended Donald Trump in the well of the US House of Representatives on impeachment. And in both those circumstances, winning in the court or before the Congress, all very well, but what the defenders were really trying to do, the defendant legal teams, as they are doing now for Donald Trump, is win in the court of public opinion. So it's quite a remarkable similarity and reflects American political and legal culture. And to an extent, we have that here. But it is a circumstance whereby celebrity lying at that confluence of media, politics and the law will generate this type of excitement. And I'm sure we're going to see more of it.
The celebrity and politics, we've certainly seen a lot of it with Donald Trump during his time in office and now as he runs again for 2024. In fact, he's returned to social media, well, Instagram today, after that ban that had been put in place for a number of years. And the thing that he promoted was his next edition of digital cards, which were derided when he first announced it, those digital cards, but they sold out within a very short period of time. And now he's there with round 2 on Instagram today. So that celebrity focus is something that he feeds into almost on a daily basis right now.
And he's very good at it. A friend of mine made an astute observation to me just recently, is that Trump never ever stopped being a wrestling promoter. And he knows how to cut through. And he's galvanised his base again. He's always persecuted, according to him. He's always the victim, a celebrity victim, but a victim nonetheless. And these fundraising appeals off the back of the charges preferred by the New York County District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, have really worked for him in terms of millions upon millions of dollars flowing into his coffers. Whether or not he'll spend it on campaign or legal costs remains to be seen. But he understands celebrity better than most. Now, James Callaghan, a former British Labor PM, made a very telling observation at the outpouring of grief when the Princess of Wales died tragically in that car accident in Paris. He said, we have a society in which organised religion has been replaced by worship of celebrity. And that's what we're seeing again in the Trump trial, and it's what we've seen in other circumstances. But it is far more pronounced. Anything to do with Donald J. Trump seems to draw the cameras, and it will continue to do so.
Yeah. And he's just finally, he is the favourite right now, isn't he, for the Republican nomination, even though many Republicans would say DeSantis is the better, more viable political option when you go into the next presidential cycle, more likely to beat Biden. That doesn't matter.
Logic doesn't seem to enter into the contest anymore. It's highly emotive. Yes, Governor DeSantis, I think, is a more formidable political figure over time, even though he's reported as threatening the Disney Corporation with building a prison next to Disney World in Florida. Again, you see how reaching for the base has an impact in politics. I may have said this to you before, Kieran, but Governor Sununu of New Hampshire, who comes from a very substantial Republican family, made the observation on the circus not so long ago that a proportion of the Republican Party has moved on from Donald Trump. If Donald Trump wins the nomination, and that appears quite possible, if he's the endorsed Republican candidate and he goes up against John Biden, the governor said, and this is the Republican perspective, the governor said Biden will beat him. Now, you'll see people work these things through. In politics, not only in the United States, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 defeats before parties come to their senses, and we may be witnessing this with the Republicans. Stephen Loosley, Senior Fellow at the US Study Centre, great to get your insights. Thanks.